back to another episode of the Amazing Survivors podcast with my man
Tron and
Tremaine. All right, buddy.
Okay, let's get into this. Season 47, episode 3, Belly of the Beast is what it was called.
Straight from Tribal Council.
All right, so
They come back from Tribal.
yeah,
Tuku.
man, yeah, that's
Sue and Carolyn are super stoked. They're celebrating.
very stoked. Kyle less stoked.
And you have to be. I mean,
Yeah,
you now know, you're like, shoot, I'm on the outside.
I'm on the outside, and my vote was not where everyone else put their votes.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is kind of like one of the things where the first episode or two, I was kind of like not loving a couple people's gameplay, like Gabe and Andy to be specific.
Yeah.
But now this third episode, I'm like, okay, they actually are like
Doing okay.
doing pretty good. Like Gabe's like, I don't want Kyle to go home. He's like good now. He's on the outs with everyone, so like let's get him on my team.
Which is really good gameplay.
Yeah.
Like you saw this in like 45 with Caleb and Emily. He saw she was on the outs because she kept running her mouth. It's like, I'm just gonna
Get all the misfits.
as Gabe calls them, the wounded birds.
The wounded birds, exactly.
And that's what you have to do. If you're a really good player, you're able to swing those people and go, hey, you are not out because I want you here.
Yeah.
Come with me. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I think that's so smart of him to do. So if he forms a great relationship with Kyle, it's kind of like him, Sue, and Kyle, and then he can get like Tiana or like Carolyn, like just kind of like go whichever way you want.
Totally.
So
Okay, one other thing, like Sue is taking it very personal that Kyle voted for.
yeah, which
Okay, personally, if it was me out on the island, it's like, okay, cool. Like, I just don't feel like I give it that much weight. And
I know she's like,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
get
she's-
my revenge next tribal. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
but
like
like
all
you gotta
this-
play your game. Like,
Yeah, play the game, but all of a sudden I feel like she's playing too emotional.
yeah, for sure.
And it's like, why? It's still early.
Because you gotta just see that dude's on the outs, so like, who cares if he
Yeah.
voted for you? Like,
That's what I don't understand. But maybe
don't
it's
know.
just for the cameras. Who knows?
maybe.
All right.
So then it goes over to Godwin, and
These guys
Annika
crack
and
me up.
Sam, dude, they're not
Sam's
vibing.
Oh, I got a bad back, Rachel says. I can't sleep more than 20 minutes on this bamboo. And Sam just goes on, yeah, it's bamboo.
It's not supposed to be amazing.
Well, in watching previous seasons, and one of the rewards that they get is natives would come and show them tricks. But this dude, one season, would cut the bamboo up into like little pieces like this, so that way it could lay flat, way more flat. And so, what else are you gonna do all day? You might as well cut that bamboo.
You might as well do anything.
I mean, that's what's going through my head. I'm like, yes, I'd have to sit there because conserve energy, but
yeah.
dude, I would try and make that so nice.
But then it's not even just that. Like they're hanging up that like clothesline, and she's just like, "No, do this," and he's like, "What?" And, like just completely telling people what to do. Super annoying. And this is where I'm saying like Andy's pretty smart because he's seeing this and he's kind of like, okay, how can I use this to my advantage? This like split between them. So I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
And I think everyone can see like their tension for sure.
And it's gotta be hard, like not sleeping, not eating.
Oh yeah. Like, I don't fault.
That's why I love the Survivors.
Yeah.
You love to see people be so raw and just lose their crap.
Lose their mind. And then it switches over to Lavo, and Rome's just upsetting everyone. He's out there fishing. He's just like, "This is how you fish with this. This is the," and people are like, "Oh, he's complaining no one else fishes, but he's the only one that ever has the gear." So, and then he's just like super passive aggressive about like, "Well, I would have thought like if someone was out fishing, you guys would have gotten the pot ready and all this stuff." And then so everyone's like getting annoyed with him, and then he's like, "I caught 4 fish, I ate 2 of them myself," and he's like eating them right next to Asia and like smacking his lips, spits on her, and she's losing her mind. I'm like, dude, I would not do well with this Rome guy.
I think most people are not doing well with him.
Yeah.
But as they say later on, you know, like he's searching and then all of a sudden stops. So he's got to find something.
Yeah.
But it's just like your social awareness and personal awareness. Like, I don't know. I think that's why I'd be great at the game, because I would be the one. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk on eggshells for the next 3 weeks, but if it gets me to the end and gets me the votes, I can do that for 3 weeks.
And that's where I think his power that he has with the idol and everything, I think it's going to his head, because he's just like, no, I don't care. Well, to be fair, I think his personality, he wouldn't care anyway. But I'm like, yeah, man, you got to be a little more like tactful here, like. Even if you are upset that no one's getting the pot ready and blah 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 blah, like you can't be eating that fish like right in front of her and like
especially
spitting.
You're eating half the fish.
Yeah.
If anything, be smart. Take the machete and the flint. Go find your own fire, or go build your own fire, and eat those fish in private. Don't be around anybody.
Yeah, because that's just rubbing everyone the wrong way.
Yeah, you're just pissing everybody.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh. And these fish are rink-a-dink small.
They're so tiny.
There's nothing there. Oh man.
Yeah.
So we go back to Gata.
Yeah.
And Sam obviously is not eating a whole lot of food. No pineapple, no watermelon.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is surprising.
I like. What did Rachel say? She's like, just these like basic ass foods he hasn't even like heard of. That was killing me. That was funny.
I must say I do like most of the people in every tribe, and they're pretty entertaining.
Yeah, quite a few of them. I think that God is the group that's like getting along the best right now.
Out of everybody.
Yeah.
But and then Andy is with Sierra and is going to give up his shot in the dark to her.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. That's a great way to build trust a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of locked in, at least on the next vote.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
I think they're going to. Her, Sam, and Andy are all going to be voting together anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think there was a little risk in that for him and like everything to gain. I thought it was pretty smart. I think, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Back to Tuku, Kyle and Gabe, maybe?
Kyle and Gabe, yeah.
Why not? I mean, you're going to be the strength of the tribe.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's a great play from Gabe's part, because he has nothing to lose, everything to gain. Kyle just is kind of on the outs, so he's kind of got to do something.
Kind of has his back against the wall, and what else are you going to do? And so,
and then
I did put that Gabe thinks he's quite the big stuff.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to come back and bite him in the butt later on down the road, but
for sure, it's like everyone that thinks they're hot stuff, just you're not.
I wonder if Gabe is back hunting for the idol.
Yeah, I don't
since
know.
he already played it.
Didn't show anything, so who knows?
I would assume yes.
I would assume so too.
He seems that kind of guy. Him and Rome.
So journey time.
Okay, do you like the journeys?
Nah. This one I didn't.
Yeah. This one was rough.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, I liked the ones where you have to like do something.
Yeah.
So this one, well, first of all, so like Tuku, they kind of like draw rocks, I guess. Kyle gets it and goes, Annika volunteers, and no one really says no to that, and she just goes. And then Lavo, it looked like Saul and Rome did rock, paper, scissors, and Rome won, and Saul was like pissed about it.
Those two are not getting along.
No, not at all.
As we see later on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then I just felt, so they all meet up on the beach, and I felt like Rome kind of played this stupid too, because he was like, please tell me TK left. Like, I hated that guy, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but you're like also talking to like TK's number one dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, that's just, I don't know. I think it's just a bit like stupid and insensitive to like be like that.
Not only that, but why did you hate TK? And what comes to mind is you're like TK in that big personality.
For sure, 100%.
Quite the athlete. So, I don't know. It's like, Rome, you're looking in a mirror. You're probably next to go if you don't have the idol.
Yeah. Which I thought at that point, I'm kind of like, man, it would have kind of been sweet if TK and Rome both made it to the merge. And then just like, I think they just would have butt heads so bad.
Which would have been hilarious.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this journey was just lame, I thought. It was like, okay, so they all pick a path, they go, they get there, and it just says, okay, there's 3 things in here. There's 2 lose a votes and 1 advantage. Reach in and grab something. If you get a lose a vote, you lose a vote for tribal. If you want, you can reach back in and try to pick something, and if you get another lose a vote, then you lost a vote at 2 tribals.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but I don't know. I just like it when they have to like do something.
I would much rather have them. Like, I love the first one where it's TK and Asia and they're going against each other. Do something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like this one, God, I feel like you're losing a lot of power with your vote being gone.
Yeah.
And okay, you lose your vote on the first one. Do you draw again?
Kind of like, yeah, why not?
I would.
Like,
because
you go from 1/3 chance of getting the
33 up
to a half. Like,
see, and I feel like it's actually 66% because you already know one's out.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I have way better odds now. So I would have drawn again.
I would have as well.
And it's like, okay, even if I don't get it, I feel like I'd be a good enough player to be able to make it 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more tribals without a vote.
And
okay, do you think all the advantages were the same in each bag? All still a vote?
I think so. I don't know.
See, that's the other thing. Because one advantage that I love is where you can play it and just before voting and you leave. No one can vote for you. You go back to camp. You don't vote, but you leave. So in a way, it's like an idol.
Yeah.
Because you are going to stay for the next 2 or 3 days, whatever. I love that advantage.
That's a pretty good one.
And so that's why I wonder, I'm like, do they have more? Because if everyone had to steal a vote, and just think, if they all played it at the same one, Annika, I'm going to steal Rome's vote.
Yeah.
Rome's going to steal
someone else's
Kyle's
vote.
vote. Kyle's going to steal Annika's vote.
Yeah.
It's just like a circle.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny in that regard. So
I don't know.
that's why I wonder these things.
Yeah, I don't know. But the way it went, Kyle and Annika both drew the lose a vote, and they didn't draw again. And of course, Rome pulled the advantage.
Man, this guy is just
gosh dang.
rolling.
I know.
He's just living lucky. He must be living right.
Right, something like that. But this is what I liked, is when they all got back and they're telling everyone. So you had Kyle that just straight up told the truth to everyone. I mean,
Probably the best thing.
great play for him. He has nothing to hide or whatever. Annika, she was a bit deceitful. She just said that she didn't play. Like, you had the option to play, but she wanted her vote, so she didn't play. But she didn't say she got anything. And then Rome said that he just lost his vote to everyone. And no one's believing it.
Yeah.
And so like Tina goes off with him and she's like, so you have anything else to say? And so he tells everyone but Saul and Asia. But Saul's like, I don't believe this dude. So
I feel like Saul's reading him
like a book, dude.
To be honest, I don't think it'd be hard to read.
I don't either. I don't think so either. But yeah, Saul's just like, no.
Yeah. So I think Annika, like, she goes back and tells the girls what happened exactly. But she's probably the most in trouble because of this. Yeah. Because Andy already wanted her out. Sam's definitely going to want her out.
All right.
And right there, it's like, what, Sierra's going to go with Rachel?
Sam's number 1.
Yeah. Sierra's going with the boys. So.
Which was like another like weird thing when everyone's like, oh, we thought Sam and Sierra are together and blah, blah, blah. And
well, it's just funny, the perception other tribes have of people. And
yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
Okay, what are you guys seeing that we're not seeing?
Right.
That they're so tight.
Yeah, which is also like a bad thing for them if they get to the merge and then everyone's like, well, these guys are inseparable, so
yeah, let's cut them.
Someone's gonna have a target. Yeah. So
yeah, right to immunity.
Challenge time.
This challenge looked fun.
It looked way fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they go off one platform, swim to another one, gotta climb up, jump, or run and jump off, hit the water, get to the next one, you gotta go. Oh, you gotta hit. The first person has to get a buoy.
First person has to dive down and get the key.
Yep, and then you go across the
balance
beam
beam.
and then swim to the last platform.
And then everyone else goes in groups of 2 and they get a key that's on the balance beam.
Yeah.
And then there's a puzzle at the end that you have to put together.
A seahorse.
Seahorse. Looks
Looks so cool.
so easy, dude. These
It looks freaking easy.
people and their puzzles, man.
I also liked how they showed Saul and Rome talking about strategy at the beginning.
Yeah.
They don't do that a whole lot.
Right.
But I love that they showed this.
Yeah. And they got into it because Saul's
Yeah.
like, I want to be the one that's going single. Rome, of course. This is my problem with Rome is like, he just wants to do everything, but then complains about people not doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you are constantly like, I'm going to be the dude to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And so you can't complain about people that like, are then like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Like, you don't want them to do it. If they were like, oh, I'll do that, you'd be like, no,
I'm going to do it.
I don't trust you to do it right. I want to do it my way. So him and Saul get into it on who's going. And then finally Saul's like, you know what? Whatever, go ahead. Like, you do it.
Well, I think Saul's smart there. It's just like, obviously, it's going to come back and bite you because you just have no social perception on the way it comes across to everybody else.
No.
And it's so funny because he's like, oh, I didn't like TK. You are TK.
Yeah.
Like, you want all you want all the glory.
Yeah.
But you also have to take all the blame when it doesn't go
Which
well.
I'm sure Saul was hoping for this, and I was hoping for this, that Rome would have just sucked at that.
Oh, dude.
I would have been so happy.
That would have been hilarious. Like,
Just
on the balance
instant
beam.
yeah. He would have been Andy on the balance beam.
Oh, well, I was so surprised that Andy went first. I was just like, there's no way if I was on that tribe that I'd let him go first.
No.
I go, no, dude.
That's why I don't think Sam, whether it's strategic or not, he's just not like stepping up for this stuff, which maybe it's a strategic thing to just kind of like be in the middle group, like handle your stuff, but not be like, I'm the one that wants to be in charge of it all. So,
I do feel like in the new era, the people who do, voice their opinion and whatnot, you're gonna get cut first.
Yeah.
And so in the first 16 days, you just have to lay low and make it to the merge. Yeah. Once you hit the merge,
then you can
it's game on.
Yeah, it's kind of like building the foundation, and then when you get to the merge, then you can do stuff. I really liked Keyshawn on this. So Keyshawn just learned how to swim 4 months prior to this. Yeah. And so they had to have someone from their team sit out, but he wanted to play it. And Jeff's like, why are you just said you were like scared of this and you just learned how to swim. Like, why do you want to do this? And he's like, well, because if I don't do this, then that like negativity and that hesitation will just like bleed forward. So I just got to do this. And I was like, that's dope, man. I like Keyshawn.
So do I.
He's good.
I think I could see him definitely make it to the end.
Yeah. And I think he's a great social player too. I think everyone likes him.
Smart.
So yeah, he's great.
Well, Kyle crushes it. Rome does well.
Kyle did so.
Andy struggles with the buoy and the balance beam.
And he was doing so bad.
Jeff
even like called him out.
I love when Jeff calls people out.
Jeff.
Well then, Gabe and Sue go, and Keyshawn and Aisha go, and Aisha takes forever. Like, she got falling off that beam. So
so then the Gada tribe catches up because they're doing so bad. Like Andy did horrible, but it doesn't matter because Asia's doing so bad on this.
So terrible. And then Carolyn and Tiana, Sam and Annika, and then you have Sol and Teeny. Teeny keeps falling off the beam.
Kept doing bad too. Yeah.
And then you also have Rachel and Sierra.
Yep.
And then they make it to the puzzle. Or did you have something else?
No, so they're at the puzzle.
Carolyn and Gabe for Tuku, Aisha and Keyshawn for Lavo, and Annika and Rachel. And those two freaking ripped through it.
Yeah, they did so good.
It did not take them long.
This is the thing. That was like I swear the first time I'm like, okay, someone knows how to do a puzzle. Like, this puzzle was not hard. It's like, it's so clear, but
obviously it must be lack of nutrition because your brain. Because the first pieces they're gonna have a straight edge.
Yeah, right. On the bottom, like
it's not
And it's just
rocket science.
It's a freaking. There's like some coral and a seahorse. Like it's
and just
super
match
easy.
up the colors all the way
Match
up.
the colors and the like lines. Like, it's so easy, but Lava was so bad at it.
Which was very surprising.
So
I think
bad.
Keyshawn would be better at this. Same with Asia.
Yeah, I
But
agree, 100%.
They were lost, like just in the weeds.
100%. But at the same time, I feel like Keyshawn, like he doesn't really care. He's not on the chopping block.
No.
But
Well, it's surprising that Jeff said he had to keep the pieces on the table,
yeah,
and I was like, really? Why?
yeah,
But
I don't know.
whatever.
But
obviously not hard.
Yeah, Goddard crushed it. Tuku did pretty good too.
Yeah.
And then Lavo sucked.
I mean, did they even get 10 pieces?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Because they had nothing left.
And then Rome, of course, he's standing there and he's like, "That was the piece. That was the piece." Like, I'm like, dude, okay.
The piece to what?
Yeah.
Losing?
Yeah, right. He's like, "That's the piece. The third one you touched." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, they go back to camp and like anyone wants to volunteer.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have to say that like I actually kind of loved their camp strategizing and then the tribal council too. I was like pretty into all of it.
Well, yeah, Teeny trying to tell Aisha that she's gonna try and save her as much as she can, and she's walking a fine line because she understands Saul and Asia are on the outs,
Right.
and so it does put her in a tough position to try and save Asia.
It puts her in a tough position. I don't think she's playing it super well, and she's kind of saying like, okay, here it is. Now I have to choose between like this group or this group.
Yeah.
And like, what do I do? The line's drawn in the sand, and she even says like, okay, Rome's got all this power. I kind of like have to go with him, and like you do, like he's got everything.
Yeah. Well, I do believe though. I wonder how tight Genevieve and Rome are.
Yeah, because it's not showing
Because
like much of that.
Here's the thing. Oh, and Genevieve was looking for something when she was sitting out, which is hilarious.
Which was pretty funny.
Personally, if it was me, I would not sit on the bench. I would just like lay down on the platform, just like, yeah,
Sprawl
well,
out.
till you guys get going, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
get rocking right here and just
Right.
look all over that bench.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like Teeny, you had Keyshawn. You guys are a duo.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get rid of Asia. It is what it is. But yeah, Rome has this power. But till next tribal,
Oh yeah.
you can take Saul in and boot his butt.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which is I'm hoping what they do.
yeah.
But
So it's one of those things where it's like you have to play it where it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna get all my cards in a row on this one, so I'm gonna have to cut Asia. But I would, if I start working on Saul to bring him in, and
Yep, start working
you're
on
fine.
Saul, Genevieve, and Keyshawn
Yeah.
and trying to make it U4.
Yeah, because Saul doesn't like Rome. I don't know. I feel like from talking to Genevieve enjoys Rome, but
But
who
who
knows?
knows? It really hasn't shown much of her, so
No.
I don't know. I just loved it. So it's basically Asia or Saul, and they kind of are going back and forth. Rome thinks he's orchestrating everything and just telling everyone he doesn't have a vote and blah blah blah. And so he's telling everyone, okay, it's going to be Saul, and then he's like, I'm going to go tell Saul that it's Asia. So he goes and talks to Saul, and this is like my favorite talk because he's just like all this stuff. And then Saul is just like, but what if you're lying to me, basically? Like, what if you're just telling me this to make me? And he's like, well, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Like, to make me feel safe, and then you guys boot me? Like,
Like Survivor 101.
yeah, right? And Rome is just kind of like, oh, no, I see what you're saying, but no. And then Saul's like, this guy's a moron.
Yeah. And it's like, come on, dude. He's in medical device sales. Like, he's not an idiot.
Yeah,
But you are an idiot trying to do that.
right?
Sometimes it's best like, if he comes talks to me,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to go seek somebody out and go,
No.
hey, you're safe.
Hey, you're
good."
safe. Yeah.
It's almost like I'm gonna let someone else talk about
especially
this.
when you don't even have a vote.
Yeah.
Or supposedly don't have a vote. I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's so dumb. But oh well. So yeah, we go to tribal. Oh, Teeny's trying to help Asia out, but Asia's being so stubborn, which is so freaking dumb. Like, don't you recognize you're on
the bottom.
outs? Like, they're offering you an opportunity to stay for 3 more days.
Right.
Like, take it.
Take it.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, it's just, it's hard to watch people play when they're being so stubborn and not getting it.
Yeah.
And who knows, Teeny might just come out there and like, listen, don't be dumb. Like, we're trying to help you, but you doing this makes it impossible to work with you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
who knows? But
yeah,
it is kind of rough to watch.
Yeah. So we go to tribal.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of a circus. Like, everyone's just like saying all these veiled things, and Keyshawn's like, oh, there's a core 4.
Yeah.
Jeff's like, who is it? He's like, I'm not gonna say. Like, everyone's just like, well, you think, but maybe people are backstabbing you. And then like Saul gives Asia the eye. Then Teeny's like, what are you talking about? And just like so much like.
See, I don't think Keyshawn should have said there's a core 4.
No, I would
like,
not.
Don't ever say that. Just say, yeah, there's a core alliance.
Yeah, don't say how many people.
That I'm in, that I know I'm in.
Yeah, that I think I'm in, and I think like.
And I trust these people that I feel like I'm in an alliance with. Like, man, when you're cutting it down to numbers, you're just like, oh my gosh, you're kind of blowing it up.
Yeah.
So, anything else? I didn't really get anything else at tribal other than just.
It was just like a circus, man. I kind of loved it, but like, I mean, it all starts with Jeff like, Rome, what do you think? And then Rome starts laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? He's like, oh, I just like, I
didn't want to be the first one.
I felt like I was going to be the first one. I hate being in the middle center, and I'm in the middle center, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut up, dude, just shut up. Like, just making like things that shouldn't be there, and then talks to Genevieve, and yeah, it was just kind of a circus, and like, yeah, it was just like everyone was talking in circles, and like if I was there, I'd be like, if I was on that tribe, I would have been so confused. I'm like, wait, so who is anyone voting for?
Right,
like,
and it showed up that way too.
Yeah,
which was kind of interesting. But I do feel like Aisha knew she was done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the way she was processing and her facial expression, like, oh man, I'm screwed.
Yeah. So it kind of like confused me. Obviously, there were like conversations that they didn't show because it was pretty much like what they showed was like, okay, Saul's gonna go home. We're all voting for Saul.
Yeah.
And then ends up Asia is going home. Rome plays his idol, which go for it because he's like, I saw too many people go home with an idol in their pocket last season. So plays his idol.
Well, Gabe said that earlier.
Yeah. When
he played his, and you might as well play it. It's only good for one tribal, so
yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he plays it. Saul, of course, votes for Rome. So there's that. And then this is the way that the other ones broke down. Obviously, Rome voted for Asia, Genevieve and Keyshawn all voted for Asia, which got her the boot. Asia voted for Genevieve, which I thought was from left field. And then Teeny voted for Saul.
And that one is just like, okay, is it, in a way, it's like, are you trying to tell Saul he's next?
Yeah, I don't know.
And so,
yeah.
Or is it making it look like there's not a core 4?
Right. But
and
like,
just trying to throw people off.
This is the weird thing, is that Saul and Asia didn't even vote for the same person.
Yeah.
So it's like, you couldn't even get like your little 2-person alliance to like.
Or maybe they weren't an alliance, and
yeah,
they're just like, shoot, man, I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just gonna go with what someone told me, and
Yeah,
there we go.
right. I just thought the votes were a little weird. I thought it would be a lot more like one side, like Tuku's vote, where it's like one person on that. It's like, so it's just kind of an interesting breakdown.
Yeah, super interesting. So, Aisha goes home
and she's pretty pissed.
She's pretty bitter about it.
But it's like you kind of knew you were going home, but
I don't know. Like, I don't know how I would react.
I don't either.
But I'm pretty sure I'd be a little bit more gracious.
Yes.
Unless they really piss me off and they're like, screw you.
Yeah, if they were like 100% hands down, I am not voting for you, like blah blah blah, like something like that, then I'd be a little pissed. Or if it's like,
or if I just didn't like them that much.
Or if I was like Charlie last season and my number one voted for me, like stabbed me in the back, like then I'd be pissed.
Yeah. And so off she goes, and I don't know. You're on a podcast about Survivor. Now you played.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is. Yeah. So then it like sneak peeks, right?
Yeah,
Next episode. I love it. The first thing it says, Sam says, and he's like the survivor George Costanza. It just shows him like falling off of things and like whatever. And then it shows Roman Saul getting into it, and Saul's like, dude, please just leave me alone for a minute. And he's like, it's Survivor, I don't have to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate you so much.
It's just such bad gameplay.
Just kind of being a terrible person. And then it's like, we found Sue and there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, what is this about? But then it shows it. I'm like, that doesn't look like
paint,
blood. That is straight up paint. Like, so I don't know what they're
referring to,
hinting at on that. But it should be interesting. The thing that I find interesting is that we've had one person go home from every tribe.
I know, there's not one tribe that's really sucking.
Crushing it.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, so, which is kind of fun. I like this. Like, they're all kind of even here.
Yeah, and so I wonder if they're going to keep it that way.
Yeah.
As long as everyone's still losing at the same rate.
Yeah.
Instead of mixing up the tribes.
Yeah.
I would love one season where after every tribal, the next challenge you go to, sweet, pick new tribes.
That would be cool.
That would be hilarious.
That would be pretty cool. Everything's always like changing.
And I assume they're heading that way because they want to have dangerous fun and keep everyone on their toes. But that would also be interesting to see, because then you get to see, okay, who's actually really good socially, and hey, we're now a tribe, let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
So, who do you think goes home next?
Okay, so I think that Lavo's going to lose again.
Okay.
And I think that they are going to try and get rid of Rome.
I would not be surprised one bit.
So that's my prediction, although I've been very bad at picking this stuff, so it's probably the exact opposite.
See, okay, I think it's going to be blue. I think it's going to be Tuku.
Okay.
And I think Tiana's going to go home.
Okay.
Now, if it's Gata, Annika's going home.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's the easiest one. But I think they're gelling well enough. They should win.
Yeah, I think on those two, those are the people I have as well. That those are chosen. It's going to be Tiana or Annika.
Yeah.
With Lavo, I think it's Rome, but I could also see Teeny.
I think Teeny will be safe. I think if it's not Rome, it'd be Saul.
Yeah. It just kind of depends if people can get their stuff together, you know. So we will see on that. But yeah, I could see it being Rome, Saul, or Teeny.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think if people just play like a scared like follower game, then it won't be Rome, because they're just gonna, like, Genevieve and Keyshawn will just stick with Rome for no stupid reason. But I think they're a little smarter than that. So
do you think it's because they see how bad his gameplay and social perception is? Like, he's a shield.
Yeah. Let's bring him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, nobody's gonna vote for him.
Yeah.
But let's bring him along, because
I can beat this clown.
I can beat him, but also they need someone to vote out,
He's right
we
there.
can sacrifice him.
Yeah.
And it's really no sweat off my brow.
Yeah.
So,
Could be.
yeah, he's kind of like, he reminds me of Bruce.
Yeah, right? We're
Just like, dude, just tone it down, man.
yeah.
Come on.
But then he just doesn't go home because everyone's like,
I'm going to keep him around
keep
because,
him around because he's not winning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like, oh shoot, who was the gal last season?
Venus.
Venus, but the other one with glasses and had the meltdown.
Oh.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But she thought for sure she's going to win. It's like, if the jury is seeing what we're seeing,
Yeah.
I'm totally taking you because there's no way.
There's
I'm gonna win.
not a chance.
Not a freaking chance.
Oh man, yeah.
But yeah, you got to keep those people around.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
my gosh,
Yeah.
maybe that's why Survivor hasn't called me. I'm just too freaking normal and too awesome.
Maybe. Could be.
Ah. Well, guys, let us know who you think's going home next week, and who your winner pick is. Oh, you still have the same winner pick?
I thought I don't have a clue who I chose. I think I chose TK and he's gone. So I honestly like Keyshawn now.
Okay.
I like Keyshawn and I like Kyle.
Yeah, I like Kyle.
So
I think he might be on the outs-ish, but I think he can
turn it around.
He can turn around and he can win.
Yeah.
So he's very emotionally smart and
I agree.
kind of understands.
Yeah, for sure.
What's going on. So.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, another fantastic episode.
In the books.
In the books.
So we will catch you next week for episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Can't wait. See you guys. Yo ho ho.